Okay, boys and girls, I have something very fantastic for all of you today. Let me turn this music off. I don't think we need the music. This is something so exciting. Faker, best League of Legends player of all time, played Kayn. Kayn jungle, not just Kayn mid, Kayn jungle. Well, let's see how it goes. He's actually against one of my boys, Punisher. And he's against Upset too, a lot of big names. I don't think this is actually Gala, but a lot of high-elo EU players you can see. And here is Faker playing Kayn, not just Kayn, but Kayn and Yuumi. Okay, so first things first, let me actually open up his OPGG before we just go over everything. I want to make sure I can go over every little thing. Alright, it's going to be so exciting. Alright, so first things first, let's go over the runes. He went, I don't want to spoil the game, the outcome of the game, so I'm not going to show like win or lose, but he went Conquer, Triumph, Nasty, Last Stand, Inspiration with the free boots and Cosmic Insight. He went Attack Speed, AD, and Armor in his runes. That's interesting. I wonder why. See, I don't think Kayn needs the attack speed at all, really. Okay, but let's see. So he's playing into Cass, which I never play Rost into Cass, and he has Conquer, so it kind of looks like he's going Rost. But you know, Echo, Kayn's a pretty free win to Echo, Nautilus, big front line, then Yone. I definitely would say any Kayn main sees this game and thinks blue Kayn, because Samira, Cass, and then you have squishy Yone, squishy Echo, a lot of mobility as well. But looks like his setup is planning to go Rost, so he's also going Red Smite, which you never see blue Kayns go Red Smite. Only red Kayn, so it looks like he's looking for some early aggression here. Let me actually cut vision so it's only Faker vision. So he's looking for that early mid play, getting some early gold for Yuumi. Pretty smart. See, he's always thinking like what's the best thing to do since the game starts. And it also looks like he's not asking for help with the leash, so he's going to be doing something a little bit ambitious here. Okay, let's see. Oh god, what is he doing? He's going to do a late invade on the Raptors, it appears. This can go really good or really bad. Against Echo, I mean, without any like sweep or anything, it's really risky. Okay, so he goes a little bit late. Let's see how this goes for him. Not knowing where Echo is and no vision. Okay, so you can see that it looks like Echo's starting blue. Yeah, and he sees Yone is now walking late to lane. You could tell Echo started blue because bot lane was already in lane, so they didn't leash. And Echo obviously did not go leashless red. Oh, Fiora got first blood as well. So his top laner got a first blood after Echo asked for a jungle leash. Which Echo starting blue is not really too foreign. It's pretty common for Echoes to do because he clears his top side a lot faster than his bot side. So Faker actually gets a massive invade here. And I believe Echo is none the wiser. He's not sure this happened. I believe Faker actually played very well with the vision. As you can see, Echo has taken blue and Gromp. It's fair to assume that. And he's got a really good behind right here, so he's kind of forcing a vertical, so to say. If Echo sees him bot side, he's going to force the vertical. And vertical jungling, okay, see, here's the thing, is vertical jungling in this situation is very good, because if you want to go blue Kayn, which I find blue Kayn to be the best here, he has free access to mid and bot as much as he wants, and he's the one setting it up, so he's faster paced than Echo, he farms faster than Echo, and he's able to get more orbs just due to being in this situation. But let's see how he plays this. So he's well positioned, got a very good flank angle. He goes in with E, that's very smart. Correct angle, gets the Nautilus hook, gets the slow off. Now he's just gonna look to walk the Nautilus down. Notice how he stays properly in front of him, but he actually queued out instead of queuing in, which I find to be a major what the fuck just happened? What am I looking at? Let me go back a couple more. That kind of bugged out. I find this to be a mechanical misplay just due to the fact that you could have got a kill there.
Karasmai.
Oh, Jinka, thanks so much for the 4 months. I think he could have got a kill there, mechanically speaking. So notice how right here, he's properly positioning in front of Nautilus, and his Q is off CD. So if he Qs forward, he could have looked to, I mean, I guess he was afraid of getting CC'd out of the tower, but I feel like he could have maybe killed Nautilus. Just due to how low Nautilus was, Aphelios with an amazing snipe there. Absolutely amazing. And then you could see Kayn steps up, playing in the face of Samira. Very good, very good. So overall, it went very well for them, 2 for 0. And Echo got invaded. So Kayn so far has all of his camps up and invaded all of Echo's bot side, and Echo doesn't have. So Faker essentially set himself up to where, as a non-jung main, he has the enemy jung farming one side of camps while he has 3. He has his bot, enemy bot, and his top, and he has scuttle control, and they got 2 kills, a kill and assist to start the game for free. So Faker actually set himself up to possibly have one of the hardest out jungles I've ever seen as a mid main, and this is why this player is just seen as such an absolute like genius of the game. So we'll see as the game progresses how this exactly goes. He should have about, I would say, with the fight down bot lane, due to how many times he hit Nautilus and how many times he was hitting, you know, just everyone in general, he probably has about 40 to 50% of his orbs split between range and melee due to the fact that he was farming a lot from Samira. And now he's farming his blue and Gromp at the same time. Very smart. A lot of junglers that can do this will utilize this. Okay, we're gonna see what he does. So he's pretty much caught in an in-between right now, whether he wants to play aggressive or not. See, if he wanted to play more aggressive, he probably should farm those 2 camps, reset, and look to retake bot side camps and keep forcing the vertical. Or he can just farm all of his top side camps up and then play a little bit more conservative instead of like being overly aggressive on Kayn. See, a lot of times as Kayn, you want to be more conservative. You want to play a little bit more cautious, but with the advantage that he has against a weak early game jungler like Echo, I think it'd be smarter to punish. So we're going to see his decision making here and kind of just follow up with what actually will do to impact the game. So he is opting out to decide to go clear his top side instead of recycling the bot side camps and maybe conceding the top side to Echo. So this is more hands-on in like finishing the Echo. See, notice what he does here. This is the Korean aggression that you see, the Eastern aggression a lot of these players have, is that he can farm 2 topside camps and solidify the advantage from 32 CS to 16 to 40 CS to 16. But instead he's actually going to look for something a lot more aggressive here. And this is what a lot of Korean players do. So we get to see him. He's patrolling a very good flank angle. You can see it's all about angling when it comes to ganking with Kayn, due to the lack of CC. So he gets a very good setup angle, and he's probably going to look secure the kill. Leads in with E auto and then W. That's usually how most Kayns do it. And easy flash, keep track of that. He pings it, so 947 he knows when the next flash is up. And he looks aggressively in the enemy jung, knowing that he has the advantage over Echo and his top lane has advantage. But Yoni can still rotate first, so he might actually die here. Because Fiora does have advantage, but he notices that Kayn is a very high mobility champ, so he can still, you know, get out if he needed to. Because Yoni's not too ahead. So now he's looking to walk towards the enemy bot side, punish the Echo, knowing that he has the advantage. Even though Echo has a reset and Kayn is yet to reset, he's still ahead due to the XP. And actually, no, he doesn't have an XP advantage. But after I believe he gets this, he'll be 5. So, oh, he underestimated. He underestimated Cassiopeia's reset timer here. This is a huge flaw. Is that he didn't reset. I think the smartest decision here, instead of being so aggressive, because he's playing Kayn very aggressively, kind of like how a Lee Sin would play, which isn't bad. This is just how Eastern players play. But if he farmed these 2 topside camps, he could have reset, got a big advantage, and played for another bot play. And see, the thing is that Cass, he wasn't tracking the Cassiopeia reset at this certain time and where she was. She should have been back in lane here, but she wasn't. So her not showing should have been a good indicator that he couldn't go for that invade. But he kind of just doubled down. He doubled down on the invade there. See, that's the thing, is a lot of players, they'll limit test in solo queue. When you're a pro player, you ideally want to look to limit test more than just, you know, playing super smart, super big brain. This is why a lot of times, you know, you're going to see pro players lose in solo queue due to them making the aggressive play rather than the smartest play. The smart play on Kayn is being very safe, being very patient until you have your form. And in Eastern culture, just the way the games are played, it's way too aggressive to play smart, to play safe, so you kind of just are always high impact. But Punisher is a very smart player from EU. He's probably the rank 1 Cassiopeia in the world. I like Punisher, that's my boy right there. So he's smart enough to recognize what the Kayn's looking for. I believe he did it without vision as well. So he recognizes Faker's playstyle immediately and just shuts it down. So really smart play by the Cass. And now this gives Echo some breathing room to catch up a little bit. Oh, Dream, thanks so much to tier 2 for 2 months. Appreciate that. So he gives Echo a little bit of breathing room, which is extremely huge. So you can see he's maxing Q. A lot of people say you should max W. I don't think so. Starts out with an Iron Spike Whip and a Ruby Crystal. This is very smart. You'll notice that I actually learned this from Jensen, because I used to do it with Jensen back in like Season 8. a lot of times, instead of getting a longsword, they'll buy Ruby Crystal. The reason why is because champions that are good at diving towers, because he has a tower aggro reset with his ult, typically, if you can take an extra tower shot with that Ruby Crystal, it's better for jungling, better for fighting. Plus, with Conquer, being able to stay alive longer equals more sustain equals more damage. So, Ruby Crystal is usually the smarter option than the Longsword, if you have the gold for that. But the only time I'd get Longsword is if I had Longsword and Control Ward, because you can't afford Ruby Crystal Control Ward, because it's 50 gold difference. So, it looks like he's going for another aggressive play. So, you can see, he plays Kayn very aggressively. He hits the vision plant. See, right now, he has a good idea of where Kayn is. And he's looking, or where Echo is, and he's looking to force this aggressive play. He's confident that Cassiopeia... Well, he was very confident. He was confident in dodging the Cassiopeia ult, so he just flashes in. Hits Q, W, and then, yeah, boom, dead. Now he's got a 2-1-1 lead. And, like I said, this is a very impressive early game. Impressive early games on Kayn pretty much just make the whole difference. Because he's getting an advantage when he transforms. He's gonna be like the strongest presence in the game out of all the champs, and he's winning pre-form. Oh wait, I gotta turn off all vision. Oops. Okay, so let's see how much gold does he have. He has 1100, and you can notice he's not focusing the objectives early on. This is something a lot of Kayns don't do. You know, anyone who knows Kayn, you think FFO, farm, form, objectives, you usually want to prioritize that. So he's prioritizing farm and form, but he's prioritizing form a little bit more than farm in this game, which is more Eastern culture playstyle. So it's more form, farm objectives for him, which is perfectly fine. This is how I would ideally look to play if I ever went to Korea. So this is just how they play. This is just how they play. Okay, so Yuumi DCs, comes back, nice. He's sweeping. Okay, so he's got a good angle here. He notices Samira's an aggressive champion, goes in. Too bad his bot lane did not play safe enough. But see, the thing is that his Aphelios actually did win the all-in. So that should have been a free play, but their bot lane stepped up a little bit, which was like a bit of a bait. So looks like Faker's going to pick up another kill here. Wait, Nautilus used his shield for 0. I don't know why I gave that kill to Faker. Oh, I did that. So he's going to look to shove in the wave here, I think. Oh, no. That wave's frozen. He's not going to shove it. If it was like a little bit bad, I think he's just going to thin the wave. He's going to thin the wave a little bit. See, he's really smart with understanding how lane management works because he's a laner. He sees that Echo took the scuttle, and then he sees Echo mid, so he has a bit of an idea of where Echo came from, what pathing he did. He can click on Echo's icon. See, he also has the rift, so he knows that Echo did his top side. I mean, you heard the rift animation as well, so he could have went for a bot side invade, but the thing is he didn't have mid prio because his mid laner died, so that's why he did not do that. Tracking pros. No, I'm just going over Faker's Kayn game. Alright, so he's going to look like he's going to recycle the bot lane gank just due to the wave setup. See, remember how I said he set up the wave really well? He thinned the wave so it would be properly freezable. So Aphelios can actually like be in this choke setup. And since he's holding on to the Yuumi, he can easily make it a 2v3 with high mobility as well. And understanding that Samira and... So, I mean, Samira versus level 6 Yuumi and Kayn, it's just like, there's nothing you can do. Very conservative with his ult there, but then decided to use it like randomly. I'm not sure why. I guess he was afraid of the level 6 Samira ulti, so he wanted to make sure that he secures the kill. So as you can see right here, he actually wound up getting blue form. So I'm not going to lie to you, I think if he goes blue form here, he actually does win the game 100%. Just due to the sheer force that Kayn and Yuumi has, his blue Kayn. The high mobility equals even more aggressive plays, even higher tempo. And Rost into Cassiopeia is one of the worst matchups in the game for Kayn. Like, absolutely brutal. Like, Talia, Kindred, Cassiopeia just absolutely destroy Kayn. So he looked to force the dragon without having smite. Echo was actually able to punish that very well. See, it's crazy because he's playing so good, but Echo actually has a level lead just due to the sheer force of the mid lane pressure. Mid lane stopping Kayn from invading early on, and then him being able to soak up so much XP from mid lane and the gank. So Echo caught up so much just from mid lane winning. It's a bit of a hard mid gap. You can definitely see how hard the mid gap is. So I'll tell you right now, the reason why he isn't resetting to get his form is because he's going red. He's never, I guess he's not a firm believer of the purple Kayn or Bluezer. You know, either of those. He's not a firm believer. Okay, so he's choosing to farm Gromp, reset his camp faster than actually look for the bot CS because he wants her to overextend so he can kill her because he knows that she has no flash. So this is just obviously playing off the tilt of the enemy player. Like I said, this guy's the best league player of all time. He's going to be very smart. He's going to know how to optimally punish. And like I said, he's not going to be going blue. He's going to be going red. This is why he's not resetting immediately. So, as you can see, Kog'Maw's having a rough time mid lane. He's playing very over aggressive without any vision, without any control. They have one deep ward. That's not enough really to, you know, be so aggressive in this position. Especially since Cass is killing him without ult. But I mean, Kog is just a very easy champ to... Oh, wait, he goes for a very aggressive play there. But I think he might be able to live. I guess he's so confident here because he has flash and ult, so he thinks he could be over aggressive. But this timing where the Nautilus is, I mean, just seeing where Samira is and seeing where Nautilus is, I don't think Nautilus would ever want to go back bot lane. So it's pretty ideal that he would just perma-rotate. But Faker thought he had a time window right there to look for the kill on Cass. See, you can see he's always putting Cass under pressure. This is that Eastern playstyle. He sees Echo there with his E. Actually, I don't think he saw him. He did, like, he saw him, but he didn't actually notice. So watch here. Probably something that Faker didn't catch on to, but I'll show you. Okay, so one thing you can see, it's a little hard to tell, but you can see the icon for the red is still there, even though he's on the red camp, so you can tell that Echo's in there. But one thing you also may notice is this orb shows immediately, so he knows that Echo's in there. But see, he doesn't pay attention to the orb, which maybe he doesn't know the orb shows you, so he actually walks into the Echo. So it makes me think maybe he doesn't know that your E shows. Because, yeah, if he saw Echo, he'd probably just back off because he knew he didn't have ult, he knew he didn't have flash, he knew he was like a little bit low. So he would never take that fight. So I'm just assuming that he didn't know about the E showing where you are or not. He's still very ahead here, and he opts to go for the Merc Treads, which is another thing showing that he's doubling down in the Ross game. Which, like I said, I don't find Ross to be too efficient here, but he just sees the tankiness of the enemy team and is intimidated to go Blue Kayn here. Like I said, Blue Kayn is better for up-tempo gameplay, which is what he's doing. Ross is more for like medium tempo, where it's just like objective team fight. See, he's constantly fighting, so Blue is just your go-to guy here. But instead, he's just waiting for the Ross form, which I just find to be a little bit, you know, shows a little bit of inexperience on Kayn. But you know, that's why the pros play these champions, so they can get comfortable and learn. I believe this is his first Kayn game in EU so far. Maybe he'll play another one. But yeah, he's still up in CS. He's still up in KP, which is insane. He's down in objectives, even though he should be up, but he mistimed Echo, understanding when exactly the dragon would be getting taken. Echo's been playing very well given the pressure he's been put under. Get hard invaded and get hard fucked over, but you have to understand that the mid laner is doing so much to keep Echo afloat. If it was different mid laners, this game would be over like 15 minutes probably. But as you can see, who we're watching play, this is Faker playing Kayn. Alright, so now he's gonna look to go bot. He's been putting a lot of pressure into bot lane, so bot lane kinda has an idea. This is why Samira is not even looking to go aggressive. Okay, they're going for the play. You might get a KP or might not. Missed the W. No harm, no foul. These are a bit of like good macro plays, but they're giving up so much just to play off bot lane. Yeah. Okay, so the enemy team comes with a great counter gang, great counter collapse. And as you can see, the mid pressure is just too much. For the tempo of the game, like I said, red is just not ideal here. One, he has to wait for form, and two, by the time he gets form, it's going to be very slow-paced gameplay. He's looking to outplay the Echo mechanically when the 1v1 due to the fact that he has Gore Drinker, Merc Treads, and Echo had Proto Belt and used it. So itemize in item one-on-one right there, Kayn should win, but obviously Echo had more help from Samira. Samira was able to come there faster. And the thing is he was kind of hinting for orbs there because I guess he just saw himself as dead. So why not lower your form time? If you get the wrong form and you continue to hit melee champs, you actually lower the form timer. So he actually does have his form now because, I mean, he had Echo like, what, 10 times there? That's about, you know, 50 seconds off his form timer. So now he's Rost, and with his build right now, he's going Gore Drinker into double Ruby Crystal, which makes me think Sterix, obviously, Ruby Crystal. So as you can see, a lot of junglers that are bruisers will stack a lot of HP. Gore's getting a little bit gapped, a little bit gapped. Okay, so he's gonna be aggressive. Starts him with W. It's not bad. Good way to play the mechanics. And then Kog'Maw. Poor Faker. Poor Faker. Imagine this guy didn't give mid lane to Faker and then he goes 1-4. sad juice. Oh, it's fine. He's here to play for Worlds. He's not really here to play EU solo queue. Kind of just like for fun, I guess. Fun while they wait. So let's see. How will the game tempo go now? Ideally, I mean, it's just I would legit consider this game unplayable. They can come back, but the enemy team has to in so hard because Cassiopeia can pretty much never get hit by Kayn if she plays perfect. Because she has all the mobility in the world to dodge every single one of Kayn's abilities, and she has every single ability to distance herself properly. So, I mean, he just has very low kill potential, and she has Anya, so even if he can get on her, it's very unlikely. So, he needs to play very well as a team. See, mechanically, he's very good. Knows when to hold his abilities, so he's going to always hit those Ws. Gets 2 kills there, a shutdown. But the Cassiopeia counter... Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay. Wait, he didn't kill Cat. He didn't kill Echo. He killed Yuumi. He's getting ulted, missed the W, got ignited, leave him down. Get him, mine. Did lose this pretty hard. Down 3 levels. Down 3 levels. And it's so sad because he was doing so well and he did everything he could do right. But the only issue was that Echo got so much free shit from mid lane. Cast mobility, yeah. Whenever she hits a... I believe it's her Q. She gets a lot of mobility, and it's easy to dodge any of your Ws. And then she Ws, stops 3 of your abilities, and then her ult obviously slows you. So it's near impossible to outplay a cast as Kayn. But it's very hopium. Given his team, okay, this is something that you need to understand. And even though I think Ross is a bad pick, he pretty much did everything he could do. He was like focusing objectives. He was ganking a lot. He was out tempo the enemy Jung, but he had losing top, losing mid, and losing bot. See, bot doesn't seem like they're losing, but the fact that he ganked bot that many times, they're not even building an advantage, shows that it's just 3 losing lanes with Rost. Now, a lot of people think Rost can just carry any game. Like I said, depends on the team comp. If you have champions that hard counter you, you're gonna get boned. Very hard to kill Echo because Echo has his ult. He could outperform Echo in teamfights just due to Ross's sheer nature of winning teamfights. He could obviously lock down the Samira, Yoni as well. So he could do a lot, but there's just 0 answer to cast. He needs to like really get lucky because hard engage is kind of the key to killing cast, but they don't have that. In my opinion, I think they get outscaled as well. Unless Aphelios gets like 5 items. We can't fall off late. Yeah, but see, that's the thing is that they don't play for late game in Eastern culture. This is why he played so aggressive. This is why he was so, like, so much pressure, so much force. Was that you don't play for late game, you play for snowball. The snowballing is truthfully the best way to win solo queue, so that's why Eastern players are usually the best. Alright. Let's see, what is exactly he looking to do now? I mean, he should probably just look to... At this situation, it's very hard to look to do anything, to be honest. I mean, you gotta look for fights that are maybe in your favor, like uneven. Like keep track of Yoni TP and keep track of where Cass is and look for like what to try and force. That's the issue with Ross as well, is that if you don't have any teamfight initiation to Ross, it's kind of hard to start that teamfight. See, look at how well he plays this, but look at how Cass plays it in a 1v2. They barely win, it looks like. They barely win. I respect Punisher for trying to 1v2. See, that's just grief by Punisher for doing that. But he barely wins in a 1v2. Even though he played it well, he dodged the ult. And, you know, I mean, I can tell you Punisher's just fucking trolling at this point. He would never... He's just ego gaming because he wants to say he 1v2'd Faker. Ego gaming to the max there. That actually could throw the game, though. Because think about it. 1k on Kayn. Let's see. What does he have? So he has Asterix and he's going Death Stance, which is, yes, A-OK, the best build. As you can see, 8.8k gold. He's only down by a little bit on the Echo, who seems like he's very ahead. Like I said, Kayn never really fell behind. Just only in XP because of, you know, Echo got so much lane XP. It's kind of hard not to have this big advantage. But see, playing from behind isn't too rough. So I would actually say that Kayn is more impactful than Echo right now in the game. If they were to get into like a skirmish, a fight. But that's speaking if Echo doesn't know who to focus in team fights. Like if Echo kills Kog'Maw and Aphelios, Kayn just loses. But if Echo doesn't do that, then Kayn will usually, you know, fuck him up. But just depends on who he focuses and what he does. You can see he's playing very cautious, trying to be very, like, trying to have control all over the map, not letting anyone die. He's looking to counter Echo's plays right now instead of, like, doing anything too aggressive. He's just farming and looking for counters. So he notices the wolves are gone, even though they should be up. So he's like, oh, probably took that. But he sees Echo, so he knows it's not Echo. Probably was Yoni, but Yoni died. And now he's just gonna team fight the dragon. Like I said, this is how you play Ross. It's very medium tempo. You just team fight objectives. You team fight objectives and you wait for your team to force. You're not really the force. It's kind of hard to force and engage on Ross. You have to be really stupid. And he's not playing a stupid elo. This is EU high elo, so he's pretty smart. As far as I'm concerned. As far as I know. Okay, went for the steal. Pretty safely. But he might die here. Actually, this is a really good situation. He got as much healing as he could. Oh, okay. He tried to predict the Echo. That's what to predict. He's getting Nautilus. But notice Aphelios. Aphelios is getting a lot out of this right now. Oh, Aphelios got a lot out of that, actually. That's not a bad trade for third dragon. Just due to how much gold they're catching up in as a team. Fusing the vision there. Ah, but there it is. There's the Cassiopeia pick into Kayn. Oh, the big healing. It's so satisfying seeing how well he is with this champ. With this champ that he probably played like 5 times in his life, he's so fucking mechanically like smart. That's the thing about FAKER'S, that he can just pick up any champ and know how to play them so mechanically well. Got a very great understanding. But sadly, you can only do so much against Cassiopeia. Like I said, Ross vs. Cass is just unplayable. Unplayable. So at this point, I mean, all they could really do is try and get as much gold as they can before the next fight. He's really tanky. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's massive frontline. Aphelios split, got a lot of gold, so you can see he's only 500 gold down. Aphelios in team fights with 3 items is huge, so if they can stall, you know, 3 items, they're pinging Baron, so they're probably gonna. Oh, they just didn't have any vision of it. In this state, seeing where everyone is on the map, Fiora bottom, no TP, Kog'Maw, Aphelios just coming out of Fountain. You can't really check the Baron just due to the fact that they have CC over the wall, like Cassiopeia's will just Miasma him, and Nautilus will just obviously look to ult him. So he couldn't really go for the steal there. Oh, that was a really well-timed Yoni ult. But I think he can walk him down here, dodge the Q. No, he's the knockup, that's more important. Dodge the Q or hit the knockup. Either way, it's pretty free. Yumi understands what the playstyle is, so it's pretty much just Kayn versus the world at this point. It's kind of rough, but I mean, if his AD carry can get to 3 items before the dragon fight, that's the only chance they have of winning. So the next dragon fight determines everything, pretty much. This is why you just farm, you play cool. This is what I'm saying. Kayn, Rost is medium tempo, Blue Kayn up tempo. Blue Kayn, every time I ult's up, I'm looking for a play. Every time, you know, anyone's overextending, looking for a play. Rost, okay, wait objectives, team fight. Wait for someone to engage, team fight. That's it. Slow, play cool, play casual. He's just looking to counter gank and looking to team fight. Which, like I'm saying, it's very insane that he knows how the champ works so well with like very low game time on Kayn. Like he just understands how the champ works so well, and it's really, you know, it's really admirable. You know, FAKER'S the best Kayn in the world now, instead of me, I would say confidently. Just really smart. Okay, it looks like he's gonna trade. They're just stalling. They're just stalling. That's fine. Just poke. Honestly, give up inhib if you need to. Nautilus is doing some big Nautilus things. Okay, they waste a lot of abilities, but they do not get anything more. Oh, never mind. Go overstepped. Yeah, Echo's looking to step forward, uses W to get the tower. Very aggressive. You have to respect how smart of a jungler Echo is as well after such a bad start. Okay. Huge. Absolutely huge. So, Aphelios getting gold, catching up. Kog'Maw's getting gold, catching up. Now, you might notice something here. This is something really smart. Like I said, these players are really smart. They did not look to force the bot inhib and get this. They look to get the mid tower. So this is because if you have 2 inhibs, it's pretty much impossible to soak up all this pressure, all the XP, without actually being able to like defend as well here. So if you get 1 inhib, they just get to farm this lane for free and catch up. With this Aphelios Kog'Maw, they can win if they farm for free. But see, the enemy team was like, okay, we're not going to let them do that. We're going to try and get 2 inhibs, because that way we can force Dragon Soul and Baron and then just easy win, because the pressure applied from 2 inhibs is so insane. Compared to 1 is nothing. 1, you just clear, move on. But 2, it's actually very hard. Clear 2 super waves and be able to defend the 3rd inhib. So. Okay, let's see. He has 1500 gold. Should have enough for Death Stance, right? 875, 800. I think so. He should. But looks like he's not going to reset to get Death Stance. Probably because the timing of the reset wasn't well enough to actually be able to get it. So this is very risky. Fighting without that big item. He probably didn't have it until like the last second. So he's just going to coin flip 50-50 it. You have to do it at this point. Yours TPing, good angle. The enemy team is unprepared for this, so I think he gets it. Nice. Secured. Yoni with the big ult. Hopefully they can just get out. I mean, honestly, at this point, just turtle, get out. Perfect. Enemy teams, or this team's playing it very well. They should reset, get the Death Stance, look to team fight. This is their best go, honestly. FAKER'S got a reset. He's got 600 gold. Don't think he has an item yet. When he gets that 3rd item, they should fight Kog'Maw, 2 items. Like I said, Kog'Maw 3 items and FAKER'S 3 items is their only win con. Only win con is that. But let's see, giving mid inhib, that's perfectly fine. That's 1 inhib, give it up. Walk them out. Wait for Baron. Wait for Baron. So they can win at Baron if they do get a good team fight. They're a little bit, they're trying to chase them while the enemy team is like kind of on a bad reset and their team just got a fresh reset. So this is not a bad idea, but they just have to watch out for the Cassiopeia counter. Okay, let's see. 1 for 1's not bad here at all. Especially when you're behind, looking for gold. Okay, good awareness. Keep trying to chase. Use that mobility. But let's see how hard he's willing to chase here. He really wants a lot because he wants to win the game off this next, like, you know, force. He might look to go crazy here. Nah, he just went for the W. Let's see, it's Death Stance now. I mean, yeah, with 3 item Kayn, I mean, it makes sense he's going very crazy. Get the Magi stacks from Echo, stops his snowball very hard. So he's scared of the cast because he sees her on vision, so that's why he walks back there. Instead of killing both them, which he easily could have done, plays very cautious of cast, so he's already caught on to the fact that this champ's very hard. Echo smited Kayn instead of the Gromp, funnily enough there, so he didn't get the healing. Echo's shaking a little bit because he's seeing Faker about a 1v9 the game. Okay, so now he's probably going to get some... I wouldn't recommend stopwatch in their team. Probably Visage, honestly. Stack more MR. Stack way more MR. Did Yuumi kill that when I get the Scuttle? Nice. So FAKER'S 3 items. Kog'Maw's almost 3 items. Fiora is starting to scale a little bit in the Yoni. No, they can easily win this. Okay, so he's looking for the force on the Yoni, knowing that Yoni pretty easy to pick off if he just plays in front of him. That's huge. So now I can reset and look to fight for the Baron. This is looking really good for him. He played this entire like mid to late game very well. Played it very well. And now he's gonna get MR, I'm assuming. Probably, yeah, perfect. MR. So he actually opted to get the Negatron cloak and go for the Troll Wards. That's not a bad idea because ideally, I mean, Visage, sure, it's good, but this is actually probably better for his team and better for the next fight. So this is nice. This is very smart. Oh, Kog'Maw gets caught though. Ah, and he ulted and the Yuumi went out. Oh my god. That's so tilting. And then FAKER'S gets caught out. Ah, that's just so unlucky. Yuumi stayed alive, that's good. Oh, that's so unlucky. Both carries got caught out. They just fight front to back and don't die. That would have been good. They had to play way more, like, way more safe, knowing that Kayn was there. Oh, and then he just gets 1v2'd. Oh, poor Faker. He actually played this game so well. It makes me so sad. I hope he plays Kayn again. I would love to see him play blue Kayn. I think he loses now, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. That's so sad. That's so sad. What an awful way to lose a game. Christ. After how much smart brain work he did. Punisher's too good, man. I don't know. Punisher actually did work. Echo did well. He played the pressure so well. But Punisher really carried this one, I think. Okay, well, there's Faker playing Kayn. Okay.